Hi guys, it's LynVanieuy and it's time for another storytime video. Today I'm going to tell you about the guy whose virginity I took. Disclaimer before we get into this video, I just want to say that it's very graphic. There is some cuss words and trigger warning because I do talk about some suicidal things. So wanted to throw that out there as like a pre-warning to anybody watching this video because I don't want anyone to get triggered. So this was back in high school and I think I was either 14 or 15 at the time and I'd already had sex with somebody else, and so this was the second guy I'd been with. Back then, I used to live on a dairy farm. Fun fact for you guys. My mom married a farmer, so we lived on a dairy farm. You know how like typically schools have cliques? Because I was in such a small town and it was like really rural, it was like there was a large majority of it that was like a farming town. So there were a lot of farmers and like farm kid people at my high school, so they kind of all like hung out together, and I didn't fall into this clique. I lived on a farm, but I never really hung out with farm kids. I had my own group of friends and we all hung out in the smoker's pit. We were all like these shitty little hooligans. I can't remember exactly how we started dating. I think it was because one of the farm hands that worked on my farm was like good friends with him. So yeah, anyway, we ended up starting dating. We ended up started to date. I don't fucking know what I'm saying. We dated, okay. And keep in mind, I am 5'2". This guy was like 6 feet tall, and that should have been an indicator. Maybe that's a little bit of foreshadowing to the story. This was probably my shortest serious relationship. I wouldn't call it serious, I don't know. The shortest relationship that I was in where we were having sex. Yeah? Okay. Like I said, this guy was like 6 feet tall. I'm 5'2". He had a big dick. Scary big dick. If your dick is bigger than 7 inches, stay the fuck away from me and my vagina because I'm 5'2". I'm petite. I'm chubby, but like I'm compact. Do you know where I'm getting at with this? This is like the weirdest thing. Anyway, I'm a little girl, and especially in high school, I was like 120 pounds soaking wet. So yeah, this guy had a freaking monster cock, fucking horse dick. It was like 8 inches long. It was like literally like this freaking long, and it was like, oh, I don't know. It was like this freaking big around. It was too wide. It was way too wide, like. So I took his virginity and it fucking hurt. The only good thing I can say about this is thank fucking God he was a virgin and he only lasted like 30 seconds, because for that 30 seconds I was fucking dying. There was no enjoyment whatsoever. It was just pure pain. Long story short, we had sex I think 3 times, and all 3 times it was just complete and utter fucking pain for me, and I'm just so thankful that he was a virgin because whew, had he lasted longer than 30 seconds, I would have died. And I am not exaggerating the size of his, you know, he actually like, he drew blood. Then he told all his friends like, oh, I broke her hymen, blah, 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 popped her cherry. No, you didn't. No, wasn't you, bud. Sorry. Your monster fucking horse cock just killed me. So that day forward, he was a legend, but I couldn't be with him. I actually really liked this guy. He was like really sweet and really nice, and he was like just so charming. He was like an absolute gentleman, other than the fact that he told all his friends that he like popped my cherry, but like I wasn't like worried about that. That was literally the only stupid thing he'd ever done. My family loved him. I thought he was so sweet, but I just couldn't be with him because I couldn't have sex with him. So I broke up with him. Don't ever take anyone's virginity. That is, if I'm gonna give anybody any sort of life advice, it would be don't take anybody's virginity, because you become so attached to the person you lose your virginity to, and I just felt so bad. Like I took his virginity and then I dumped him, and I actually really liked him. He was so sweet, but like I couldn't be with him, and I felt terrible. Like that was one time that like I just felt so fucking bad for breaking up with someone, because that was literally the only reason, is that I like couldn't handle having sex with him. Obviously that made him very upset, because you know, you form a bond with someone who takes your virginity, and it's like this bond, this attachment that stays with you. And back when him and I dated, I was like emo and all this stuff. So I was quite in the habit of cutting my wrists fairly often, and I feel so bad because I think that I sort of rubbed off on him and gave him that idea, because when we broke up, he became very depressed and very suicidal and was constantly slitting his wrists, and like he was sending me pictures of him, you know, slitting his wrist, and it was just awful. I just felt so terrible because I literally didn't mean to hurt him, but like he was physically hurting my vagina. So what do you do? Like, I don't know. And I really didn't want to like break his heart or anything. I honestly felt so bad. PSA, he's fine now. I'm pretty sure he's actually married, so good for you, Italian stallion. That's what all his friends called him. That's the story time of how I took someone's virginity. They had a monster cock and then I dumped them. Pretty crazy, but that's my life advice. Don't take anybody's virginity, because they will get very attached to you. So unless you want to stay with them for the rest of life, don't take anyone's virginity. Y'all just stay virgins, okay? So that's my story time for today. It was dug out of the vault of my memory. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you're not already, hit subscribe, be my friend. Don't forget, I post all my social media links down in the description box below for you guys to check out. I recommend Snapchat because that's where I'm most active. And until next time, keep shining. Bye guys.